those who judge us merely by the heights we have achieved would do well to remember the depths from which we started, unquote, Kwame Nkrumah. Another great leader, my father, during the Ravona trial, I will quote his immortal words. I have dedicated my life to the struggle of the African people. I have fought against white domination, and I have fought against black domination. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and a free society in which all people will live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal I wish and hope to live by and see realized. But my Lord, if needs be, it is also an ideal for which I am prepared to die, unquote, Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. Program coordinator, as this conference on leadership on Africa, transformational leadership, commenced yesterday, you are correct. We deliberated on what a transformational leader is. We discussed the geopolitical landscape of our continent, the peace and security architecture of our continent, Agenda 2063. I say to all my African brothers that are here, that have come from this beautiful continent, and those that are joining us virtually, and especially to the youth, if you want to see a transformational African leader, a true Pan-Africanist, look in the mirror. I would also like to briefly, as we discussed the geopolitics Agenda 2063, South Africa's position, our foreign policy perspectives that's enshrined in our Constitution, and the very texture of Ubuntu, that I am because you are. I would like to just reiterate the address of President Cyril Ramaphosa on the 19th of September 2023, 2 days ago, at the 78th UN General Assembly. I will reiterate, and this speaks about our continent. It speaks about Agenda 2030, Agenda 2063. Democratic South Africa has consistently advocated for dialogue, recognition, and diplomacy to prevent and end conflict and achieve lasting peace It has committed itself to the promotion of human rights, human dignity, justice, democracy, and the adherence of international law. From the experience of our own journey, from the apartheid to democracy, we value the importance of engaging all parties in conflict to achieve peaceful, just, and enduring resolutions. It is these principles that the South African participation in the Africa Peace Initiative, which seeks a peaceful resolution of the conflicts between Russia and Ukraine. Our participation as Africans in the Africa Peace Initiative is informed by a desire to see an end to the suffering of those mostly affected by the conflict and the millions of our continent and across the world who, as a result of the conflict, are now vulnerable to worsening hunger and deprivation. I further also speak about the President's address as he speaks to the issues on the Sustainable Development Goals and the achievement of the Sustainable Goals also depends on the fundamental empowerment of women at all spheres of our lives to achieve Agenda 2030. Distinguished guests, I would also like to give you an update on the outcomes of our Brics Summit, which was held just a few weeks ago in South Africa. And I would also like to report back by the chair of the Brics, President Cyril Ramaphosa, as he says that South Africa has always stressed the values of the Brics Alliance to advance Africa's development agenda. The summit deliberated on the opportunities presented by the African Continental Free Trade Area and the potential to shift Africa from an exporter of raw material to a producer of manufactured goods. The significant outcomes of the summit was a decision to extend the membership of Brics to include Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Emirates. The Brics leaders also agreed that the value of Brics extends beyond the interest of its current members, that they agreed that the Brics would be more effective and have a greater impact by building partnerships with other countries and that share the same aspirations and perspectives. Distinguished guests, as we are here to celebrate the remarkable legacy of a man who has advanced for peace, demonstrating a high level of forgiveness, even to the worst of offenders, an apartheid regime, and championed a positive thinking in which he believed the ultimate achievement of peace and democracy, not only for South Africa, but for the continent. That we begin to create the Africa that we want, Agenda 2063. I will continue to ask the young leaders that are here to seek a transformational leader. You are the future generation of our continent. Look in the mirror and you will see the next leader, transformational leader. We depend on you and rely on you as we had our forefathers, a great leader, Nkrumah, Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. I would like to conclude by saying, Nkosi Sikelele e Africa. God bless our peaceful and prosperous continent. Ngiyabonga.